let's get to some of the reaction, both from the Iranian-backed militia group and also from Donald Trump. So the Iranian-backed militia group has released a statement, and this is a statement from a spokesman for, again, Kataib Hezbollah. And he says the American administration should understand the following. The first step was to protest near the American embassy. We are waiting for their reactions to determine the second step. He continues to say, first, close the doors of the evil embassy, which we consider a spy building and an operations room to administer and sabotage Iraq's well-being. We also call on the US to withdraw their military forces, which are in Iraq illegally. This protest was a stand against US political dominance. Well, Trump has decided to continue threatening the militia group further. And so I want to give you a few of his tweets. In one of them, he writes, Iran killed an American contractor, wounding many. We strongly responded and always will. Now Iran is orchestrating an attack on the US embassy in Iraq. They will be held fully responsible. In addition, we expect Iraq to use its forces to protect the embassy and so notified. Okay, so I just want to note, look, Donald Trump made the disastrous decision to pull out of the Iran nuclear deal, right? He's the one who started these provocations. That is the root of the issue here. And so he can't argue that, the Iranians are the bad guys and look at what they're doing and retaliating in all these different ways. Why are they retaliating? Because of your actions. His actions escalated the situation in the Middle East. And so Cenk is absolutely right. That led to Iran, funding some of these militia groups. It also led to them no longer complying with the Iran nuclear deal because the US pulled out and slapped Iran with a bunch of insane sanctions that has completely destroyed their economy and made the people of Iran suffer.
So our government is saying some things that might or might not be true and some things that are definitely not true. So they say, well, this militia group is tied to Iran and gets some of its funding from Iran. Now, they've provided no public evidence of that, but it's possible that that's true. And so, I have no reason to doubt that other than the fact that our government often lies when it comes to these issues.
And our media.
Right, but when they say Iran did this, as if Iran is the only factor here, that is obviously not true. So again, this militia group is tied to the Iraqi government legally, not to the Iranian government. In 2016, Iraq passed a law. Iraq is supposed to be our allies, okay? They passed a law saying that this militia group reports to the Iraqi prime minister. So even if it's true that they get some funding from the Iranian government, you would say, okay, some ties to Iran, but also massive ties to the Iraqi government. We obliterated one of their camps, killed 25 people, wounded 51. So the Iraqi government is super pissed at us, understandably so, and we go, oh yeah, Iran did it. No, not exactly. And so I hope, the press does report it in the details of the story, but the big headlines are US versus Iran, and that's not really that accurate.
Exactly. So let me give you some more reaction from Trump. So in response to the protesters at the US embassy, Trump is bragging that his reaction is the quote, anti-Benghazi. In a tweet, all he wrote was, the anti-Benghazi, with an exclamation mark.
No, okay, just for a second there, now not having to do with this, the particulars of the story. What kind of a lunatic president do we have? The anti-Benghazi, that's it in the tweet. What the hell is that?
So he's trying to make himself out to be a hero in this case, and he's trying to juxtapose his response or his threatened response to the protesters with how the Obama administration responded to Benghazi.
Petulant child, speaking complete sentences. You're the president of the United States and you might be in the middle of starting a disastrous war. Don't just scream into the ether and oh yeah, anti-Benghazi. What kind of a lunatic does that? Okay. Can you spell out what the hell you're talking about? We might start a war based on your stupid tweets.
And in a different tweet, he writes, Iran will be held fully responsible for lost lives or damage incurred at any of our facilities. They will pay a very big price. This is not a warning, it is a threat. Happy New Year.
It's not a warning, it's a threat. Happy New Year, everybody. Okay, the reason why I've warned 1,000 times over that it's a terrible idea to have an unintelligent person in charge is because they don't understand the consequences of their actions, especially a child like Donald Trump, who has an IQ of 70 or lower. So when he goes, oh yeah, I'm gonna give a strong response, then you'll see mommy, right? Okay, But then Iran is going to have a response, and then it's going to spiral. And if they kill our troops, then you're going to spiral it worse. And then, we're in the middle of a war, and you claimed you didn't want a disastrous Middle East war. If you thought the Iraq war was bad, and Trump says, I warned against the Iraq war, I had strong warnings. Now that wasn't true, but he has said that a million times. Well, Iran is 4 times the size of Iraq. So you're going to get us into a war 4 times the size of the Iraq war, which cost us a couple of $1 trillion and untold lives, thousands upon thousands of American lives, let alone the nearly 1 million dead Iraqi citizens. That's because you don't understand the consequences of your actions. This buffoon cannot leave the Oval Office quickly enough. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.